So when you were annotating, you were underlining parts that are important to figuring out character traits. Raise your hand if you can tell me one character trait that Hercules demonstrates during this class. One character trait that Hercules demonstrates. Michael, what's something you came up with? Confidence. And what part of the text shows you that he was confident? Good, when he took the gold apples. How did that show that he was confident?
Because he accomplished an impossible task.
Good. Yeah. Great. So they gave him this impossible task, and he accomplished it anyway. So that shows that he's confident. Raise your hand if you can tell me another character trait that Hercules shows on this quest. Another character trait. Priscilla?
He was sneaky because when Atlas said could he'll come right back once he gives the apples to him. And then Hercules said he just needed a rest, but he actually did it and he just sent him.
Great, yeah, that was a pretty sneaky part. So he knew. Why did he do that? Why did he say, just take it back for a second? Why did he ask him to do that?
So he doesn't have to carry, because he knew he wasn't going to come back.
Good. He knew he wasn't going to come back, so he's kind of sneaky and saying, just hold it for a second, and I'll take it. One more character trait that we see from Hercules. One more. Samaya?
He's brave.
Good. What shows that he's brave?
Because he fought the tiger and the lion tiger safety, and he fought the dragon-headed.
Okay, good. So he's brave because he has to attack this lion, he has to go get the apples, so he shows that he's brave. Awesome. There's one more part that I want to look at for the character. Look at the very last paragraph on this page. It starts with well, well. Point to it with your finger so that I know that you're with us. The paragraph starting with well, well. All right, I see Priscilla's got it. Sophia's got it. Okay, so I'm going to read this part, and I want you to think about what it shows us about the character. Well, well, said Eurystheus, when Hercules gave him the golden apples. You're not only strong, but resourceful. You've accomplished yet another impossible task. What does it mean when he says he's resourceful? What does that mean when he says Hercules is resourceful? Gianna?
Because that when Hercules took the apples, he already pretty much knew how to defeat all the things to get to the apples.
Good. All right, so he knew exactly what to do. What does that mean? If someone's resourceful, what does that mean? Resourceful. Caitlin?
You could resourceful, so you could use it.
Okay. What do you mean by that? I think you're on the right track.
He could do stuff
Good. Coming up with kind of a different plan. Sophia, one more thing to add? Okay, good. Helpful. All right, in finding ways. All right, go ahead and flip to the next side, the very end of the story. All right, so now what I want to start to think about, we've come up with a lot of examples of different character traits that Hercules shows. What we can do is use the character traits and use what we know about the character to come up with a theme. Raise your hand if you can remind us what a theme is. Raise your hand if you can remind us what a theme is in your own words. What is a theme of a story? What is the theme of a story? Adrian, what's the theme of a story? If I asked you to tell me the theme of this story, what would I be asking? Here's a clue. Should we phone a friend? Okay, so I'm going to come back to you to put it in your own words. Omar, what's a theme?
The theme
what the lesson that the character learns.
All right, good. Adrian, what's the theme? Lesson learned. Perfect. So we're going to use what we know about the character to figure out what the theme of the story is. Raise your hand if you starred an important part that showed a theme of the story. Raise your hand if you starred an important part. Jesus, can you read the part that you starred that was important to the theme?
I thought that where you said that, where the last paragraph where you said, well, I think that's really funny just because it says, well, and Hercules, what Hercules gave the golden apples were not only strong, but resourceful. He was accomplished to get another impossible task.
Good. And what do you think, what kind of lesson do you think that taught us?
That he, no matter what gets in his way, he's able to keep on moving.
Great. All right. So one theme that we learned is no matter what gets in your way, to keep going. Right? I love that. What's another part that you started that gave us a clue about an important theme? Michael?
At all times.
Good. And what's the theme we kind of learned there?
Only use your powers for good.
Good. Only use your powers for good. Raise your hand if you starred that part too. That was a really important part. Raise your hand if you see some agreement. Good. Only use your power for good. How did Hercules learn that? How did he learn that lesson? He said, it says, Hercules promised to use his strength only to help others. He treated people respectfully and acted kindly at all times. Why did he decide that? What made him realize that he should only use his power for good? I see like 4 hands. I need to see a few more. This is kind of hard though, so let's hear Nisa's idea. Nisa? That part, he promised to use his strength only to help others. What made him realize that he should do that? Okay, so he learned that he shouldn't be doing those bad things because he got punished, right? Yeah. Good. Another way, Omar?
Because when he got punished, he didn't actually mean to do it. So I think that he should not do anything about it because it's affecting his business. So that's it.
Good. All right, my last question for you is, so we came up with these 2 really good things so far. No matter what gets in your way, keep going, and only use your power for good. I want you to just think first. Think about if you've ever either read another book or seen a movie or a TV show that has a similar theme. Only use your power for good, or no matter what, keep going. Think about a book, a movie, a TV show, and raise your hand if you have one that has a similar theme. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to think about it. A book, a movie, a TV show. Raise your hand if you can think of one that you want to share. Similar theme. Yeah, you have one? Okay, the movie Hercules, it has nothing to do with it. What's similar about that? Good, it has the same character, so it's probably pretty similar. Priscilla, another one?
A movie I saw was The Maze Runner.
Okay, The Maze Runner. And how is that theme similar?
Because some of them just said that they're not gonna keep on running the maze and that they just quit and they just couldn't buy them.
Good, so about giving up, right? Not giving up. One more, Samaya.
It's about this about and he was
of movies we know of that are about not giving up, being determined. Good. All right, the final thing that we're going to do is now that we've had a chance to talk about it, I want to give us a chance to write down some of our ideas. So on the back page are a few questions to write down your own thoughts after we've talked about it. So for number 1, you're writing down 3 different traits that Hercules demonstrates on his quest. It could be some that you underlined in your own, or it could be something you've heard that you agree with. What is the theme or lesson the story teaches? And then see if you can come up with any other stories at the bottom. Okay? This is going to be done independently because we already had a chance to talk about it. So you're working on this independently on your own, and then we'll share at our table.